If you are running an RTX-40 series and i5 14th Gen CPU, you hit 145 FPS in average and 100 FPS in 1% low. You think you are maxing out AAA games. You are not. You are losing frames to unnecessary heat and noise. I am 4070 manager in FPS department. I don't tolerate leaving performance on the table. Let's optimize this RTX 4070 Ti Super the right way. Skiff, are you seriously still running the base weapon? You don't have upgraded gun? Check your inventory. Now, this is more like it. Push the clock to plus 100 MHz. It speeds up how fast your GPU renders every frame, giving you a massive FPS upgrade. Next, push the memory clock to plus 1000 MHz. This locks down the 1% low FPS and cleans up frame pacing. Meaning, goodbye starter, hello fluid gameplay. Lastly, max out the power limit to whatever your specific card allows. For my GPU, that is 107%. This raises the hardware's power ceiling, allowing it to handle heavy loads without hitting a power limit throttle. After some few trips and experiments, I find the sweet spot for RTX 40 series GPU is plus 100 MHz core clock and plus 1000 MHz memory clock. Now, why the sweet spot? Why don't we go higher? Because we don't want diminishing returns in FPS department. Pushing it too far might give us 2 more frames, but it risks a system crash due to instability. We value 100 stability and durability. We optimize like an elite manager, we don't submit unstable projects to production. You can push higher if your GPU is an overclock heavy model. Be my guest, but watch out for instability. I'm going to show you how to undervolt in a moment. But first, there's something you should know about overclock. Otherwise, you may put your GPU at risk. Do not adjust core voltage. This should be left untouched. It could potentially degrade your GPU. In core clock, pushing too far often triggers instant game crash. However, it depends on your specific hardware. You can test a set of values, run your favorite game to test and see if the FPS goes up, stop where it goes down or cause crash and instability. Now you want to find out what maximum core clock frequency your GPU can hit after pushing plus 100 MHz. So when running the game, pay attention to your core clock frequency. I got 2850 MHz at peak. Whatever value you get, note this number down. You are going to need this value for undervolting later. By the way, if your game crashes, simply go back to Afterburner and lower down your core clock by 20 MHz each time until your game is stable. In memory clock, if you push too far, it might not crash your computer, but it will start making tiny errors in the back end. The GPU will spend extra time correcting those errors instead, making your FPS go down and introduce visual artifacts. Same rules, run the game and find a sweet spot by lowering down 100 MHz each time until the game performs better without visual artifacts. As for the power limit, it is safe as long as your GPU stays acceptable temperature between 60 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius. My MSI gaming slim card is no overclocking monster. Its power limit is slightly capped at 107%, comparing to overclock heavy models like Asus ROG Strix or MSI Supreme X, which can unleash a massive 120% to 130% power limit. For my gaming slim card, the absolute sweet spot where it hits a bottleneck if pushed any further is a conservative plus 100 MHz on the core clock and plus 1000 MHz on the memory clock. At this point where we done overclocking, the GPU works harder, giving us extra frames and smooth up stutters, but it generates more heat and fan noise. This is where undervolting comes in. It maintains the performance gain while lowering voltage, heat and fan noise at the same time. I definitely don't want a high performance noisy radio sitting on my desk. First, on MSI Afterburner, press Curve Editor. Look along the bottom axis for your target voltage. For example, if you want to lock your undervolt at 995 mV, find 995 mV on the bottom line and look at the dot directly above it. Quick side note, sweet spot for RTX 40 series is usually between 900 mV and 995 mV. During my first undervolt attempt, I experienced visual artifacts and game crash. I realized the cause was my voltage point. 975 mV simply wasn't enough to handle my overclock speed. Raising just a little bit to 995 mV completely resolved the issue. Now let's continue. Drag the dot vertically upward until it matches the clock speed you know your GPU can hit after overclocking. Sweet spot for RTX 40 series is usually 2650 MHz to 2850 MHz. In my case, 2850 MHz. I got this value from the game test earlier, remember? Hold shift, click the empty space just to the right of your dot and drag all the way to the right to highlight the rest of the curve. Drag them all down to the bottom. Click apply on Afterburner. You will see the rest of the curve line has been flattened. Beautiful. Just like my corporate team budget for the next quarter. Aha! Now you will find your core clock slider become curved. and you are officially running a perfect optimized, highly efficient hybrid overclock and undervolt profile. Having a different GPU, not sure what numbers you should be locking in? Here is a table for your reference. Need to note them down with pencil and paper? Go ahead. Now, what if you did mistake? What if you mess up your curve editor? Don't worry, this reset button will reset core clock, memory clock, power limit, and curve editor to original value. When done mistake, reset and do it again. To make Afterburner apply this profile automatically, every time you turn on your PC, click Start Up button until it turns blue. Hit the Save button, select one of your profile slots, and finally press the Lock button. Congratulations, you have done a manager's job. Now sit back and witness the next level performance. After pushing this RTX-40 70 Ti Super to its limits, I found that thanks to the MSI Gaming Slim's massive cooling headroom, it was already operating at peak efficiency and at very low temperature even before undervolting. Well, it actually gave me 5 PS gain while stays cooler. 5 PS gain? Like 5 more for skiff? That's more than enough. This is what I call high efficiency execution, corporate upgrade. Now that your GPU is running faster than ever, your CPU is going to work harder to keep up and burning at high temperature next. Please subscribe because in my next video, I'm showing you the exact undervolt profile to drop your CPU temperature by 15 degrees Celsius without losing a single frame. By the way, if you run into another bloodsucker, sign me up, I can fix him.